Okay, again, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We start this second day morning session with Kitab Al-Fatihah. A'udzu minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Rahmanirrahim. Maliki yaumiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghairil maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. So first thing first, thank you very much to my beloved student for turn up for this second day of session. Online session for the mobility program UTeM PSU. Okay, just to and then first and foremost, we convey our condolence to Associate Professor Dr. Ridwan Ahmad for affected for the COVID-19. Hopefully, he managed to recover it soon and with a good health, inshallah. Okay, so that is one of the things that we try to work for it lah. So kita sama-sama doakan lah. Sama-sama doakan. So we'll try to share today's session before we start the parts of the sharing. Okay. Okay, there's a few changes. Okay, there's a few changes, but then I think maybe I will try to refer to Fight as well, how this going to be works, because due to the information, we still do not have any feedback from the PSU regarding how the ceremony award will be given. But then, so we try to share this slide for us. Okay. All right. You guys can see my slide. All right. Okay. This morning, so shall we start around 9:30, which is we are already exceed 12 minutes. We will be cover topic writing for publications, corpus index, corpus journal, but this time around specifically for the cover letter for submission. Okay. It should be delivered by Associate Professor R. Dr. Gan Chin Kim from FKE as a Deputy Dean of FKE, but he not available. And what else? So we'll recover this session to give you this kind of information related to the cover letter for submission. Okay. It will take only 1 hour. Okay, it will take only 1 hour. And then afterward, after that session, you guys can enter your breakout session and discuss with your mentor if anything you want to prepare or you want to finalize or anything you want to highlight for the presentation during this afternoon. Okay, so it will take 2 hours a session with your mentor. Okay, but it depends. Those who are already competent and everything, then should be maybe less than that. But those who are required the further explanation from the mentor regarding the standard abstract or others related to the publication, you may gain that kind of information based on their experience and etc. To be shared with you guys. Okay. And then afterward, of course, 12:30 we go for the break, lunch break. Okay. And then start at 2 p.m. Okay, 2 p.m. Each of the group, representative for each group, FKM, FKP, and FKE will present their extended abstract. Okay, you are only given 10 minutes. Okay, and then later maybe one or two question. Okay, one or two question, or maybe not question, maybe just a recommendation or suggestion from the panel. Okay, it depends. Okay, it depends. And I just want to clarify this part. Okay, Faid, is that the first place, second place, and third place all together with the PSU or solely from UTeM? This one, Faid. Yeah, this one. Not sure, sure.
Sure, sir.
It's okay, it's okay. So it's
But
okay.
presentation is including PSU student.
Sorry?
The presentation or
Uh-huh.
the website will be included from student PSU also.
Depends. If they are enter the session, then we may have their presentation part as well. But if not, then we will go internally for our own exercise.
Okay, I see. All right,
Right?
thank you, sir.
So meaning to say, if the award is 1, 2, 3, so everybody can get the award because the submission only 3 groups.
Yes, yes.
So good news for everybody. Dan can apa? What you call masa Fakrul dapat tu? Can kekah the hadiah lah. Okay. Alright. And then, but I'm not sure whether
Kekah.
we manage to do the ceremony at the end of the session, or maybe another option we bring forward that announcement of the award during the last day. I mean this session. I mean on the Wednesday. Depends how it goes. Okay. And then I'm not sure whether this part will be covered by the PPS in terms of in a form of what kind of award. But then later we will try to finalize with the organizer, PPS. Then we will mention to you guys later. Right? So I think it's a very straightforward. And tomorrow, just only 1.5 hour with the city tour Malaysia. And of course, we need to the participant from the PSU. Okay, and then delivered by the TS Dr. Surati binti Akmal, Deputy Dean of Postgraduate Study, PPS. Okay, so again, based on this schedule, so need to deliver this session. So I will try my best to follow according to the time frame, and then we feel free to ask or to give your comment and everything just to the get of information from this session. Okay, so stop sharing this one. And then, okay, so we have 25 participants. I think we are doing good. Okay. All rounder, MC, apa lagi? Judge, speaker.
Serba boleh.
Serba boleh ke serba macai?
Ada jangan cakap itu, serba salah pula.
Alright. So I think I mean in future you guys also need to this kind of quality lah. I mean if sudden changes, if anything not goes in a plan, then actually you can have that kind of skill to recover, to absorb all the pressure and stress so that the main point, the program can be run successfully and smoothly for the good of student. Okay, so I think we take that kind of spirit, so it should be no problem. Okay, so officially I will start my ad hoc replacement of the presentation. So for this morning session, I will recover how to write the effective cover letter for journal submission, example cover letter. So my name is Muhammad Afzanizam bin Muhammad Rosli. Currently, I'm Deputy Dean Research and Postgraduate Study for Faculty of Mechanical Engineering and University Technical Malaysia Melaka. I just want to express my gratitude and credit to the Associate Professor IRTS Dr. Syukur, Deputy Dean of Faculty of Manufacturing Engineering, for sharing this slide. And then I think that's the ethical, so that's the ethic. Then we credit the owner and yet do some of the amendment and the slightly modification to inline and to tailor with this kind of monetization, so that you can get a better overview regarding what we have been going through afterward. Okay, right. So, okay. Again, okay, same face, okay, same face. Okay. Current position as a Deputy Dean of Research and Public Study at Faculty of Mechanical Engineering. My field of study or field of research interest, renewable energy, okay, specifically solar energy, and then now relates to the nanofeed, okay, to the nanofeed, and relate as well to the mostly in the heat transfer, especially on the radiation part, and then photovoltaic thermal. Okay, so this is my interest of work lah, kan? Nak kata expert, not that expert lah, tapi I mean, yeah, the thing that I'm focused right now. So again, you may call me sir, okay, because quite a lengthy name kan? Muhammad Afzal Nizam mostly. In a short, you may call me sir, no problem. So yeah, feel free to call me and just to get the question and respond from time to time. And then just a short info regarding my H index, Scopus, now is 11. Okay, for those who are not familiar with the H index, in general, the basic meaning of the H index is that the numbers of the paper being cited. For example, 11. Okay, 11, meaning that Sir have 11 papers which have minimum 11 citation for each. So in total, 11 times 11 papers, 121 citation. Okay, so let's say you got three H index corpus 3. That's mean you have 3 papers minimum, which have minimum 3 citation each that paper. So in total, roughly, you get minimum 9 citation. Okay, and then my name in my publication, I will write this one, Muhammad Afzal Nizam Muhammad Rosli. Okay, right. So this is my publication name mostly. Okay, so this one. And then okay, just to share with you guys, just recently, uh, I've been listed top 10 impactful author publication on PVT based on the energy reports 8, maybe volume 8, 2022. So this is the detail. Okay. So if I can share with you guys this one, hold on. So what is the meaning of this? So that you guys can get the idea what is the meaning of that. Okay, so what's trying to say regarding that part is that based on the energy report, okay, this one, energy report, published in 2022, okay, and then I think, as I mentioned, my field of study is the PVT, or photovoltaic thermal system, and then based on this author, the review article from this author, okay, AK Azad and Salma Parvin, and then he mentioned that based on his investigation, okay, so we just go for the figure, I think figure Sure. Okay, I think this one. I will try to enlarge this diagram. Okay, so figure 4, top 10 impactful source of PBT system. And then my name is here, somewhere here. Rosalie, M-A-A-M. Okay, so actually somebody mentioned to sir, my name is listed here. Then so try to cache the paper, and then fortunately that is correct. So for now, until this far, I'm in the listed of the top 10 impactful resource of PBT system, which is my field of study. So in other way around, what so try to mention, if you are looking for your expertise in your field of study, so then you can start it now and on, because it will take some time for you guys to get that kind of recognition or others to review your paper. Okay, so that's the thing. And then if you guys have the phone and everything, you may scan my QR code. Okay, so this one. And then you can get my details better on this part in terms of my publication, my research grant and everything. Okay, so this the detail for me, which is I will not take that so long. Okay, okay. Back to the business, right? Purpose of the cover letter. Okay, so basically, there's a few keyword we want to reveal for today's session. The intention, what is the purpose of the cover letter. Okay, as you guys can see, the cover letter is a formal way to communicate with journal editor and editorial staff. Okay, so it's like the declaration from the author, okay, to that particular publisher, what we are going to do prior the submission. Okay, and then most often, a cover letter is needed when author initially submit their manuscript to journal. So this is the step before we go for the submission. We need to supply the cover letter. But bear in your mind, not all the publisher required the cover letter. So in short, you need to check that journal at first. Some of the journal may request the cover letter, and some of the journal may not request the cover letter. It depends. That is not compulsory, but good to have. Okay, because some of the journal, they are not clearly stated the request for the cover letter, but the option you to submit is still there. I mean, the column of the submission, others document or so on, we can still try to submit over there just to do the so-called declaration of our submission. Okay. And then because cover letter are separate document, okay, cover letter is not the extended abstract, it's not the abstract as well. Okay, so it's a separate document from the manuscript file. All correspondence during the publication process must include the complete manuscript title, author's name, manuscript numbers, okay, and etc. So who is in charge for this cover letter? Normally, the corresponding author. Okay, normally it's the corresponding author. Okay. So as I mentioned, normally the people who in charge for the submission is the corresponding author, which need to produce the cover letter. Okay. What I try to mention is that that cover letter seems like we are tangibly declare our piece of work or article is not replicated, not been submitted to elsewhere, has been reviewed. Okay, the significant outcome is there. So in a form of that way, so that is the part of the cover letter, which is some of the researcher, or sorry, some of the journal may request that declaration. Okay, An author should decide prior to submission who will serve as the corresponding author. Of course, normally when we try to submit, we are the one go for the corresponding author or your supervisor, right? So it depends. In your case, if you are confident enough as a corresponding author, you may go ahead. But normally for the student, they may put their supervisors, okay, they will put as a corresponding author to go for this kind of part. By taking that, the experience, the depth of the expertise might be give the weight for that cover letter uh, towards your submission of the publication. Okay. Along the way, guys, you may request any question, no problem. You may jot down your question in the chat box, or you just turn on your mic and ask. There should be no problem. We go such a way, or else we may have the Q&A session at the end of my sharing session. There should be no problem. Okay. So what the things required or need to be insert in your cover letter? Okay. Of course, you may put your details, especially your name, okay, of course, your name kan, and your address, okay. Because the idea of submission of the cover letter actually to the editor or editor-in-chief for that particular journal, okay. So include your contact, normally contact in the form of the email address, okay, email address, okay, contact information. This information is probably available through the journal online submission, but it's appropriate to provide in the cover letter too. That's the thing that's mentioned. Some of the journal may not request it purposely, but good to have if there's any column for you guys to submission online. Okay, so that's the idea. And later, begin your cover letter with a paragraph that state your name, the name of the manuscript, and the name of the author. I think this one is the very general approach. When we start to do the letter, then we need to introduce what is our intention. So this letter with the title of blah 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 for the submission to the journal blah 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 with the list of author blah 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 kind. Okay, but the detail should be somewhere in your cover letter. Okay. You can also describe what type of manuscript. Okay, so describe means that you are declare as well. You are submit for the article or you are submit for the review paper. So you can go in detail on your cover letter. So that maybe the editor-in-chief or the editor from that journal easily trigger your intention of your submission, either article or either review paper. Okay, so that's the tip. And next, in the first paragraph and text, and next, I describe the rationale behind your study and major finding from your research. So of course, when we go for the cover letter, maybe we can put maybe one or two lines, okay, two or three lines, two or three lines that mention specifically what is the intention of our project to contribute to the others, to the society, to the nation. You can try to highlight what is the intention of that part, so that it give the editor-in-chief or the editor the significance of your paper to be submitted to their journal, so that the consideration might be better in terms of the acceptance. Okay, because they also looking forward for the good of the quality of journal, which has have the significant contribution to the maybe to the same field of study or maybe to the public or society to be referred with. Okay, and then you can refer to prior work that you have published if it directly related. So you may cite, okay, maybe previously you have produced this kind of paper for this journal which is accepted, and then this is the continuity works for that particular works which is expand to the depth of blah 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 blah. You can try to trigger that part so that the editor may alert or aware. So you already successfully submit to the journal and been accepted. And this one is the next coming one, which is interrelated with the previous one. So it may give you the weight to be accepted. It's a part of the cover letter intention. Okay. And then So far so good, guys. I'm too fast or I'm too slow or something. Is that okay? Hopefully everything going well. Okay. Right. Thank you, Ikwan. Right. And then next, guys. So what do you need to, address in your cover letter? Write a short paragraph, okay, that explain why your manuscript would be give a good fit for the journal. As I mentioned, actually the cover letter is that the declaration from the author has been dedicatedly known that targeted submitted journal. So by having the point number one, the top one, why your manuscript would be good fit for the journal. So in other way around, actually you already go through the theme of that particular journal, which is suit with yours, right? So that's the idea. You are trying to so-called persuade the editor in chief to look after your submission because you are firmly know that particular journal is suit with your field of study. So that's why, guys, before you submit your journal, you need to know the theme of that journal, tema for that journal. Okay, so related to the material or heat transfer or energy or the control and everything, so that the higher chances for you guys to go or to penetrate to be accepted for your submission. Compare to the very general um, article, and then you go for the very specific journal, which is the chances a little bit low because mostly the journal will have the dedicated targeted article to be submitted and to be published. Okay, so that's why you need to clearly understand the theme of that targeted particular journal. Do not simply state your manuscript is author of field or novel. Okay, no longer we go for the novel. So novel ni is a quite big, heavy words, which is normally we go for the improvement or we go for the um, innovative way. Alright. Okay, so that, to increase the efficiency from the previous, we go such a way instead of the we claim novel and then etc. Okay, address specific aspect of journals, aim and scope statement. Original express interest in research with engineering application, be sure to highlight the importance of your work in terms of the engineering application. So let's say you have so-called the very much competitor regarding your field of study, and then in the cover letter, and you actually aware of it, and try to highlight the important of your works compared to the discovery from the others researcher. Okay, so that the editor-in-chief realize even that's kind of subject matter quite general at first, but you able to demonstrate or highlight the specific outcome, specific result that may be differ from the others. So that may be the good consideration for the editor-in-chief to consider your journal, your article to be accepted. Okay, so try to look at this because that's the challenge when we are doing the submission to declare the so-called the uniqueness, the advantages, the thing that's differ from the others because we need to have a very good knowledge or literature review to assure that there's not any common thing or replication from our work to the others. If not, that seems like the duplication of work, which is highly not recommended for you guys to submit to the dedicated journal. Okay, so please aware on that. And then, if the journal mention that focus on analysis material, explain how your work involves such a material. So it's a bit a line of focus lah. So focus, and then go for the next level of the explanation. It should be no problem, but not that lengthy. It can be only 2 or 3 lines only. That should be enough. All right. And then even if your work is not a perfect fit for the journal, be sure to address some of the aim and scope statement and explain why your manuscript would be interest for to the journal's reader. Okay, so this is the case that I mentioned just now. Let's say there's not that dedicatedly same as the journal attention. I mean the theme, but you may try to highlight what is the benefit to the reader, to the community or the targeted audience it might be can be considered from the editor chief of journal to be accepted. Okay, and hopefully with the strong reason, with the good justification, the benefit to the others may assist you to go for the acceptance of your article. Okay. So now we okay. And then finally close cover letter cross check. Okay, so I think mostly I would love to do this just to get the real quick checking on my cover letter. Okay, so as I mentioned, the cover letter seems like the declaration of the authors, I mean corresponding authors and others. The manuscript is original because when you do not mention this one, it's subject to the argue, then the editor need to check whether your manuscript not has been submitted elsewhere, right? So by having this kind of declaration, by the tangible evidence from the cover letter, then the editor-in-chief know you are already declared your manuscript is original. Okay, you write it and not copy it from others. Okay, not copy it from others. And then next, no part of the manuscript has been published before. Okay, so this one is also the declaration from the author. Okay, or nor is any part of it under consideration for publication at another journal. Okay, so this one also you can mention in your or in your article, okay, in your manuscript. Uh, so to give the idea to the editor-in-chief that your manuscript in the state of the not publication, I mean not published elsewhere yet, okay, based on that data and that result, everything. Okay, so it's quite important because they are looking for the there's a currently seriously ethical manner for the plagiarism, so that that editor-in-chief have that kind of responsible to ensure all the publication to enter their journal must be free from that kind of ethical issue. Okay, and next, there are no conflict of interest to disclose. Okay, in a way of the no conflict of interest, meaning to say, let's say you are submitted to the targeted journal, let's say journal A, for example, journal A, and then uh, in that board of member of the editor journal, let's say your friends, your colleague, your I mean your maybe your co-author as well. So try to declare that one, meaning to say when you get submit this journal, there's no conflict of interest, which is freely from the others um, influence. Okay, this is solely based on your data, on your knowledge and your result to submit for that particular journal. Or else it might be have the case of rejected prior review because maybe the editor journal find out your list of authors, also the board of the member for that particular journal, right? Which is have the conflict of interest. So try to divert your papers or manuscript to the others journal, which is not available of the issue of the conflict of interest. I mean, one of the typical example, one of the board of member in that particular journal is your co-author, for example. Okay, for example. And then, of course, a list of potential reviewer. Okay, okay. So this is the option. This is the option to the author. I mean, corresponding author to list their potential reviewer. Some of the journal may request it. Okay, some of the journal may not request it. And if you request that your potential reviewer and not compulsory that nomination will be selected. Okay, it can be yes, it can be no, depends on the organization of that particular journal, how they help the reviewing process. Okay, but just to mention that from now on, try to collaborate with your, I mean, your friends from the PSU, and let's say they have the same group of field interest, maybe you can try to nominate them, I mean the lecturer of that, as a part of your reviewer, right? Okay, okay. So that is one of the option. Besides you go for the Google Scholar or Scopus to check who is the available for this particular expertise of study and nominate them as a part of the potential reviewer. There's other way around. There should be no problem. And later, any researcher who should not review your manuscript. Okay, so if you have dedicated person, maybe your previous enemy in the same research kan, and then you, of course, you don't want him to review your paper, and then you can state it in your cover letter, so that the editor-in-chief will not assign to him. Of course, you need to give your certain reason why, but if not looking for that, then you just mention the name. Maybe the case previously you are doing with him or for that particular person, and then maybe halfway, and then you go for the other supervisor or others project, okay, with the same field of study, and then maybe by having that kind of not good relationship, then you try to avoid him to become your reviewer, to avoid the personal bias of reviewing process instead of the technical content or knowledge content. All right. So that's the things, tips that you need to know. But that one, as I mentioned, it's not the compulsory. Some of the journal may ask for that, and some of the journal may not ask for that. Okay, but if you have that opportunity to do so, then that's the concern you need to address in that submission of researcher who should not as a reviewer for your manuscript. Okay. All right. So actually, we are at the end of the session. Okay, very short, sweet, and simple. Yeah. Okay. Later we will go for the Q&A session, if any. Okay. But then let's finish this one first. Okay. So this one, the cover letter example. Okay. So as I mentioned, we should address our name. Okay. Okay. So this one is the MS Deputy Dean of FKP, Muhammad Syukur Saleh. All right. Okay, from Faculty of Manufacturing Engineering, okay, UTeM, everything, and then email, okay, and then go to the editor-in-chief. Okay, so this is the name of the journal, Journal of Alloy and Compounds. Okay, maybe this one is the date that associate for Syukur submit. Okay, and then the prof, okay, I'm pleased to, okay, so having this kind of statement. So I will try to, okay. Okay. All right. So I'm pleased to submit an original, okay, see, original review article entitled, okay, effect of mechanical stirring and short heat treatment on its reform of carbon nanotube aluminum alloy composite by H. Hanizam. Okay, so the name is the list of author, M.S. Saleh, okay, Muhammad Syukur Saleh. So maybe he's the corresponding author. Okay, so this one, H. Hanizam, maybe his student. MZ Omar and AB Sulong for consideration for publication in the Journal of Alloys and Compounds. Okay, so it's very straightforward. Okay, so the title, the name of author, and then for the name of the journal. Okay, one paragraph. And later, they try to mention the good things, the promising outcome, the benefit to the others by having maybe at least one paragraph. Okay, you guys can look over here in this manuscript. We have reported a new fabrication. So method of multi-wall carbon nanotube MWCNT and A356 alloy composite using mechanical stir casting followed by the TC forming. Okay, and short T6 heat treatment processes. The result have been discussed as listed below. Okay, so the author also try to mention the expected result has been discussed by according to the numbers. Okay, to ease the editor-in-chief to refer with. Okay, homogeneous distribution and wettability of the MWCNT. All right, yield strength, ultimate tensile strength, elongation rate, and hardness. okay, and microstructure evolution and heat treatment effects. Okay, so this is the thing. So the second paragraph towards your work, which is try to highlight what is the strength or contribution, maybe significant information to the readers. Okay, so in your case, then you may put your storyline lah, kan? So according to that part. And later, at the end of the cover letter, maybe you can have one paragraph, your hope and your expectation. All right. We believe that this manuscript is appropriate for publication by the Journal of Alloy and Compounds because it relevant. Okay. So this is the thing to the journal scopes. Okay. So this is the thing that's mentioned about the theme. Okay. Tema. So journal scope. All right. Our manuscript creates a paradigm for future studies of the evolution of essential CNT. CNT means that carbon nanotube reinforced material in aluminum matrix. Okay, so it's just a very straightforward closing paragraph. And later this material is original. Again, declaration of the original and has not been published for publication as well. Okay, so this is the first time, maybe the first time or the new one, right? Thank you for your consideration. Sincerely, Muhammad Syukur Saleh, and then your address, faculty, and everything. Right? So, thank you for your attention. So, I think so managed to complete everything within the time frame. So, we have another 10 minutes for Q&A session, if any, or else you may ask whichever things you want to ask regarding the publication. So, try my best to answer. If not, so may refer to the others expert and return back to you guys later, inshallah. Okay, guys? So stop sharing. Oh, we have 25 participants. So any question? Any or not question? Any sharing? Those who already submitted and the publisher request for the cover letter. Okay, we can have that kind of thought. So far so good. Okay. Ad hoc. Okay. Later, so we'll share the slide, okay, for your reference, and then also so we'll share the recorded version. Maybe you can try to circulate to your friends perhaps later, for the good of everybody. There should be no problem. Okay. So if there's no any question, so any question? Any question? Any? Okay, if no any question or later you get any question, then you may answer. Okay, just feel free to contact sir and ask the question. But for this time session, there's no question. So thank you very much. Thank you for your attention, guys. Hopefully all of you manage to get a good publication and of course complete your study and of course try to aim for GOT, graduate on time. With that, thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Okay.